live.
We're going to be live forever.
We are
live.
Hello. Welcome to
Swanika.
this. Hello. Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Right now, we're live. And you can also find us on the Twitter and the Instagram. Anya Marie is here. Thank you for joining the show.
Get out of here, brat.
Hey, that's my baby.
Get this idiot out of
Come over
here.
here and let him.
All right.
Good girl. Welcome.
Well, before we start the show, I think we need to give a big shout out to some special fans.
Okay.
People that have been using us in a class and they're watching us.
Oh,
fans.
yes, I'm so excited.
They've been sending me some information and comments. Do you know who it is?
Yes.
Who is it? You don't know nothing.
My probabilities.
my possibilities.
My practicabilities. I know. I make so many names up, but it's my
well, mine is because I used to forget what it was called. It was my possibilities. I believe they've been using us, some of our stuff for a blogging class that they do, some of our show, which is super awesome. We love those people over there. So, hello, everyone. You're all
Hi.
awesome class. Make sure you're paying attention. Eat your vegetables. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Tell your teacher he's awesome and he's a handsome fella.
Yes, he is.
If that's who your teacher is. If he's not Evan, then don't tell him that because then it might be weird.
Anyways, for those of you that don't know, go check out the website, mypossibilities.org. It is a nonprofit institution that helps people with autism or Down syndrome or other cognitive disabilities, teaching them computer skills and life skills, and it's just an amazing organization. So if you,
it is cool. I got to go.
If you're interested, check it out.
I got to do a 501st troop there as a snow trooper for a party thing they had a couple years ago. They're cool people. They're awesome people. They're the nicest people ever. And
really
thank you. They also want a request. They want to know about your little old man back here.
My old man? Oh, here he is. So this is from the Muppet Show.
Do you remember his name?
This
Does
one
it have
is.
his name on there?
This one's not. I don't know. This is one of them. It's one of the grumpy old men from the Muppet Show, and they would sit in the balcony and they'd make fun of everybody and be like, "Oh, that Kermit, he's such a mess. Oh, this Bobby, he's such a mess. He didn't brush his hair today.
My hair is awesome today."
So that's what this guy is. So go watch the Muppets.
Look at that. I look like I just got out of prison or something.
Oh Lord, you look horrible.
I purposely didn't brush my hair today because I had nowhere to be, so I didn't brush my hair and I didn't put on pants. And then we were getting ready for the show. She goes, "Are you going to brush your hair?" I'm like, "No, no, I am not."
He didn't.
And so this is the hair today. So,
oh, Lord, I'm embarrassed. But
all right. So moving on. So
right.
today we have a few different things to discuss. We have a new Hulu movie.
Hulu.
We've got a couple theatrical films, one action flick, one animated, and then we got theater experiences. Excuse me, and all kinds of nonsense to talk about. So what do you want to talk about first? We saw two together and I saw one alone. Sadly, you didn't get to see one of them today. You were trying to.
I know. I tried and life happened.
What would you like to talk about first? You want to talk about zombies? You want to talk about cartoons? Or you want to talk about duplicity action?
Zombies.
Zombies.
I'm always going to pick zombies.
So we got a chance to watch the movie Little Monsters, not to be confused with Lady Gaga's Little Monster fan base. This is the movie Little Monsters. That's a zombie. It is a zombie, really. It's a zombie comedy-esque.
Yes.
Starring Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
And Josh Gad. Gadzooks. And would you like to try to tell everybody what it's about?
So, it's a lady who's a teacher. Her name is Miss Caroline. And Miss Caroline. Anyway, so she's taking her group, her little kindergarten class, to a field trip to this farm, this petting zoo farm, basically.
Petting zoo farm.
It's a petting zoo farm. And then suddenly there's zombies. And you get that in the trailer. So I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, essentially, this is not really a spoiler, but essentially there's like an outbreak, and now there's zombies.
Zombies now you get, everywhere.
You get not only zombies, you get little kid zombies, you get all kinds of zombies. There's even I like that they tend to go across the entire spectrum with the zombies this time, because there was military zombies, there were
all sorts of
silly zombies, there were little kid zombies, there was one zombie that had Down syndrome.
Yes, they're equal opportunity.
Yeah, they were all over the place. It was awesome.
There was that guy who was dressed up in a
that
suit.
puppet zombies.
Yes, everybody was a zombie. It
Not
was
because
awesome.
the zombie was a puppet, but you'd have to see it to see what I'm talking about.
It's funny. So you should check it out. I liked it.
It was a fun ass movie.
And I was like, why is this just like a little Hulu movie?
Well, I remember
whatever,
I shared I believe the trailer on our YouTube channel, and I remember seeing some stuff about it, and I was like, oh, this movie's going to be fun, but then I didn't really see a lot of promotion for it, so I'm like, I wonder if this is going to be a straight to video or it's going to be a limited release kind of thing. And another guy, I know I misspelled it. Another person I know on Facebook posted they were watching it on Hulu, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
And
we
I
didn't
messaged
know.
him,
We were
so I
waiting
went-
for the theater.
So I went and found it, and sure as crap, there it was on Hulu.
And it's so good. I love Lupita because she does such a variety of stuff, and she's
Yeah.
good in everything. And the other guy, I don't know who he is, Uncle David. That's the other main, like the adult character. His name's Uncle David.
Alexander England.
Alexander England. What have you done, Alexander? But he was really good in it
Done with your
too.
life.
He was an alien. Gods of Egypt. That was a little while back ago.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway.
you know what? He was good. It's so good. You should just check it out. I like zombies anyway, but I do like the idea that now it's a perspective of kids and
Yeah,
zombies.
because one of the things that's funny about the movie is you also have like Josh Gad plays like a children's TV entertainer, like a Mr. Rogers, Barney type genre character. And you get to see how people act in like those dire situations when they break characters.
Yes.
How she's using her normal teacher ideals and the teacher way she deals with her class to try to keep the kids from freaking out.
Yes.
So like they'll yell stuff like, what is it? What's the phrase they kept yelling? Dang it, I forgot now.
Which one?
The eyes on me thing.
Eyes on me. She's like, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. They're like, 1, 2. Eyes on you.
That's right. So she
I
would do it in
know
the
it.
middle of a zombie attack. She would do it. They'd all be like, it's like the kids are so programmed that they just in the middle of like freaking out, they'll be like, and they hold
Yeah.
right to it. She's got her little ukulele and singing the
Yes,
songs.
I love it. It was the greatest. And there's a lot of singing. And
It
lots
is not
of
a kids
ukulele.
movie though. It is very gory and bloody and
It is.
violent, and I mean, there's full on body parts and things thrown around, and I was afraid early on. Excuse me. A couple of the first zombie kills we don't get to see. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be one of those that's not as gory, but I mean that's fine. But then it just went all in.
Yeah, it was good, man.
And there's some great Star Wars reference stuff in it.
A little bit.
Like 2 or 3 times the same kid, and it's actually really funny. And
It says a sudden outbreak of zombies. Okay. It's funny. And then I do like they did one of the stereotypical funny things, which shouldn't be funny, but it is, where you have a whole Asian group of tourists with their cameras.
oh, their cameras and all this stuff.
And they think the zombies are part of the show, so they're like, get together, take a picture. And then, yeah.
They
So
get bit.
that was just funny.
It is. It was such a great, quirky, weird. Because I will say, at the beginning of the movie, it had me worried because I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, what's happening?
it's kind of
here?
slow, and I realize
few
it's because
minutes.
you're building. Yeah, it's not long, but it's because you're building up the relationship of the uncle's issues and his relationship with his nephew,
Yeah.
and why he's kind of gone off the rails on certain things before we got to the point of him meeting this teacher and going on the field trip and why he went on the field trip. So it ends up being all very important,
Yeah.
especially to the final scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Is important for all of it. So,
Yeah,
but it works really
good.
well.
It's a fun movie. You should watch it. So
It's one of those I think it's going to be get like the cult following kind of thing.
I
Be a
like
cult
it. Yeah,
classic.
like I would watch it over and over because it's
I
hilarious.
would too. It's fun movie.
Anyways,
So it's
check
called-
it out.
It's called Little Monsters. It's available now on wherever Hulu is sold. Oh, if you have Hulu,
On
it's
the
available now.
interweb. It's
Yes,
on the
on
line.
the line.
All right.
So
That
that's
was
Little
good.
Monsters.
Thank you for watching Little Monsters with us.
I didn't do a review for you.
Next.
So, would you like to talk the other one together? Oh, I have 2 movies actually.
Yeah, tell me about this one because
El
this was a
Camino.
big one since we're still
All right,
on
so-
the online movie.
Yeah, so for those living under a rock,
I know what it is. I never watched it.
Netflix finally dropped El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, which was a movie that directly spins off from the Breaking Bad TV series. Arguably one of the greatest television shows ever made by most people that ever saw it. If you've never seen it, you really should check it out. It is a great show. It's funny. It's violent. It's heartwarming sometimes. It's sad. It's got Danny Trejo's head on a tortoise. I mean, there's a lot of things in there.
That's
so
disturbing.
yeah, it deals with drug cartels and all kinds of stuff. It even had a spin-off show, Better Call Saul, which is a prequel to the lawyer character that showed up late in the series. Anyway,
I have very bad allergies.
When the show ended, for those, I don't want to spoil how that show ends, but for those of you who've seen it, there's kind of a definitive ending to the main part of the show. You can't continue part of it. There's no way, right? The character Jesse, played by Aaron Paul, it ends with him pretty much driving away in an El Camino, and that's kind of the end of it. All the stuff that happens. It's over. Fans have been wanting more of a movie. They've been talking of a Breaking Bad movie for years. Nobody thought it was going to actually happen. And all of a sudden, some time ago, this trailer dropped for El Camino, and we were like, what? And so we finally got the movie. It hit Netflix exclusively. It picks up exactly at the end of the series finale moment.
Yeah.
And takes us basically on Jesse's journey to what happens to him after all the chaos and craziness and violence of the series ended.
Okay.
We get to see a lot of the original characters from the series that didn't die throughout the series come back. We get to see a few come back through flashbacks.
Oh, that's always fun. So they got a lot of people back.
Yeah,
there.
So they got a lot of the big people back, and they have a lot of flashback moments to moments that we may not have gotten to see the discussion, or what happened before this happened, and then we jump to this part, what happened in between, and that kind of thing. So
that's good. I like when they do that.
Yeah,
now more story.
It didn't feel as much to me like a big movie, so much as it felt like an extended episode. But I don't think it really was trying to be a big movie. It was really trying to be an extended episode because it's continuing directly from the show, And there's flashbacks that are from the actual show, but there's also new shot flashbacks and stuff. And I really liked it. It was really good. I know some people were kind of disappointed in it. I think they were expecting something bigger scope, and it's really hard for me. It's really hard to take a show like that is so great on its own merit and expect them to do it better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's written and directed by the creator of the show. So it's still got the same vibe, the visuals. We didn't get a lot of Jesse running around calling people bitch like he normally did throughout the whole series. That was his big thing, was bitch. But it works, and I think it's a great cap because it kind of has more of a definitive ending. It has a great cap to the end of the series that the series, since you don't really know, the series followed two characters.
Yes.
Jesse and Heisenberg, or whatever you want to, that was his drug name, Bryan Cranston's character.
Yeah.
The series gives an ending to Cranston's character, but like I said, Jesse takes off and he's just kind of left in limbo. This one gives kind of a definitive end to his character too. So it takes both characters and staggers them without having to overlap a bunch of nonsense. If that makes sense.
Yeah, nobody.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. It's one of those that I hope they re-release the box set of the series and slap that movie in there because it's a great continuation of a great show and still ends on a high note. And I mean high note in relation to quality and things like that. So, and
well, there you go.
It was sad and kind of ironic because that movie hit Friday, and then actor Robert Forster died, who was also in the show, and he's in the El Camino. He passed away as well, so everybody's putting out a bunch of Tim Allen commented on him.
Yeah.
And the people talked about him on the show. That Last Man Standing, and Quentin Tarantino. He got nominated for an Academy Award for Jackie Brown for the Quentin Tarantino. Once Tarantino's commented.
Cool.
So anyway, El Camino, Breaking Bad movie is on Netflix now. Check it out if you're a Breaking Bad fan.
Check it out.
And they also start the movie off with this big recap of the entire series. So if it's been a while since you've said, that was my big concern because I haven't watched it since it ended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I need to go back and watch one episode or just the ending? Because I know how the ending ended, but I didn't remember a few little details.
Yeah.
But it recapped everything. So by the time I started watching the movie part of it, I was like, oh, I remember the entire show already.
There you go.
So it worked great.
So that's good. I like when they do a recap.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can skip the recap if you want to. But I didn't want to. So there.
All right. What are you going to talk about now?
Well, again,
let's talk about this one.
That one together?
Yes.
All right.
Next, we're going to talk about a movie starring Will Smith and Will Smith. As it's clearly stated in the poster. That is not a spoiler. It is Gemini Man.
It is
in theaters now.
It's a script that has been bouncing around Hollywood for decades. That it's had people attached from Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford, Clint Eastwood. Probably every major star in Hollywood has been attached to this script
at one time or another.
But they got Will Smith.
There you go.
And director. Don't look at it. Tell me.
I don't know.
It's Ang Lee.
Oh, Ang Lee.
He directed Life of Pi.
Yes.
Hulk.
He did good stuff.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Love.
So.
Anyway, I didn't know what to expect because I'm always wondering, how do they do this? Do they just they do it twice?
Well, and
do they find someone else that kind of looks like him and put his face
I'm always on the
him?
fence. Like, I love movies that have two people playing the same characters, but sadly, more often than not, it fails.
Well,
you know,
this one, I think he looks pretty good throughout. There's a couple of moments where I thought his face looked a little bit off.
That one at the end, the college sequence, was the worst.
He didn't even
when he
look
first
like
walks
him.
up. Oh my god, that was the worst. I was like, because you had told me she saw it before I did, and you mentioned that. Well, and I've read that same thing, or some people say this, and I'm like, up to that point, I was like,
what are you
he's looked really good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, there it is.
Yeah, he looked good throughout. There's one scene where not so much, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyways, the whole point of the movie is, what can I tell you? Will Smith I don't want to say what he does.
It says in the trailer he's an assassin.
Oh, okay.
Then
I can tell you. He's a professional. And
a man of the night.
Anyway, so he's that, and suddenly somebody's after him, and he's trying to figure out who it is. And then he sees the guy's face, and he's like, "What?"
This is all in the trailer, actually.
And the other guy's like, "What?"
They actually do that in the movie. They both go, "What?"
They do. So that's what it is. And so throughout the movie, we're trying to figure out what happened, what's going on, how could this happen? Oh my gosh! And there you go. Action. There's lots of action. There's some fights.
You know, there's a lot of action and great action, but it's not as action packed as I thought.
Really?
Yeah, because it was.
More?
I think because the trailer focuses all on the action, I didn't expect it to take so long before something actually happened. Because there's a little quick action sequence at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens for a while.
Yeah, for a little bit.
And I know they're setting up his character and the people he meets. My biggest issue with the movie, outside of I thought it was a fun movie. It's to me it was very much like an old school Will Smith movie, like I Am Legend or something like that. They have a clever story. It's got some great action in it, but it's also kind of one of those movies. It's kind of a popcorn flick.
Yeah,
it's not like a deep award-winning type thing outside of visual effects. But I felt some of the pacing felt off. Like they seemed to either accept things a little too fast or they jump from one scene to another. Like there's a sequence where one character figures out what another character is up to.
Yeah.
And they confront him aggressively, but then very quickly seem to accept it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I just said?
Yes.
But
I don't think so because later things happen, but I think it was on purpose.
No, but it's and I'm not talking about later in the movie. I'm talking about the earlier in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
It happens, and it's almost within the same conversation. They're like, "Okay, I'm sorry," and that's how they stay the rest of the movie. They don't change.
We'll see. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, because you don't know what I'm talking about.
I do, but I liked it. I thought there was enough action.
No, there was enough. I think my mind built up.
Like you thought that's what the entire thing was going to be?
Not the entire thing, but I think I guess I expected more sprinkled throughout instead of longer sequences. Like the motorcycle action sequence is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a little over the top, but in a cool way. In a cool way.
What you see in the trailer, so
yeah.
That's not a spoiler.
And that's the one they're really selling because it is a cool sequence.
It is cool.
You get some other ones later on. Then there's some great hand-to-hand fight sequences at the end with a little bit of parkour thrown in.
Parkour. And then I liked the lady that was in it.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah,
she was all right.
You did, or you just?
I'm just not a huge fan of hers.
Why? What has she done before?
She did. Let's say Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, it's the Scott Pilgrim girl. But when she was younger, obviously.
Yeah, she's done a bunch of
liked
stuff
her.
though.
I liked her. I
Are you
thought
looking
she
up to
was
see what else
good.
she was
And
doing?
then I like the other guy who I feel we see a lot. Benedict Wong.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, is the guy with Benedict Cumberbatch in the other movie. This
Doctor
guy.
Strange. Yeah, I've interviewed him before. He's a nice guy.
Is that weird that they were
He's
both
English.
Benedict and Benedict?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's English.
That I think I knew. You told me.
Yeah.
Which always
I
surprises me.
remember when I interviewed him because I was interviewing because he played is it Genghis Khan? I think on that Netflix show that used to be on.
Yes.
He was him, and I remember I was interviewing him for season 2, I think.
Were you like, what?
And he gets on the phone and he has the accent. I'm like,
yeah, no, I really liked it. I enjoyed the whole movie, so I
didn't dislike any of the movie. Like I said, there was a little bit of pacing off for me that I'm just like, really, like, because they built up something, they could have done a little more, I guess, to set that up. But at the same time, it was the movie I thought I was going to get.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know what other people thought they were getting. The fights worked. The effect, the CGI effect worked really well 99% of the time.
Yeah, which is fun. And
it
I
was
think
weird though.
They have enough reference on him from when he was younger.
Well, it was weird too. The one time that you would think would have been the easiest one to make work is when it doesn't work. It's almost like they're like,
we're done.
But he did in fact play both parts.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the dots on his face and the headgear, and
oh, that's so hard.
Maybe if you looked at our YouTube channel once in a while, I posted a behind the scenes featurette before the movie came out.
That's why you should check out Hollywood Matrimony
making
on
Junior
YouTube.
And Henry.
Wow. Okay. Check that out.
You should check it out
Post a link.
if you're a part of the show too. Because you can see all new trailers like the one I dropped today for Doolittle starring Robert Downey Jr.
Nice. Anyways.
Gemini Man's one of those, if you go in there kind of like as a popcorn action flick, and just have fun with it. It's not
a fun movie.
Yeah, it's not anything that's changing the bar of anything. Some people may come out and just enjoy the action and not much else. It did
make me wonder about some other things with regards to your DNA, but that's just me being suspicious. But whatever.
Like my DNA personally?
Everybody's
or
DNA.
Your DNA?
Everybody. They have it.
Oh, so you want us to get rid of all DNA?
Yes.
All right. No DNA. No DNA.
Anyways, check it
out. What if somebody got my DNA and they made hairstyles like this across the world? Look at it. I'm gonna turn this side.
I'm so embarrassed by your hair.
Watch when I do this. Look at that sucker. Look at that right there.
You got like a big old hole in the middle of your head.
I know. Look at that. Then I got like a cool curl here. Like.
You need to go do your hair.
My hair is sexy as hell.
No, it's not. All right. No. Gemini Man is in theater now, starring Will Smith and Will Smith. So you should check it out.
And do you know what was number 1 this weekend?
I don't.
Don't look.
I am going to
this weekend we had, I'll tell you, we had the Addam Family.
Uh-huh.
We had Gemini Man.
Yep.
I think those are the only 2 really big movies. Oh, Jexy.
Yes.
So those are the 3 big new ones this weekend.
I would assume Addam's Family.
It was not number 1.
Was it Will Smith?
Nope.
It wasn't Jexy.
Nope.
So it was something from last week.
Yep.
What did we talk about last week?
Don't you look
on our show?
Don't you look, fool?
I'm checking our show.
Don't check your show. I'll give you a hint. It was on last week's show.
That's what I said. I was going to go look at last week's show.
Don't look at last week's show. Just tell me what you think it is. Just take a guess, fool.
I don't remember what we talked about.
We run an entire website, and she can't remember.
That's why we have so much stuff we talk about.
I remember everything on our site. I remember everything on our site. You know why you don't know? Because she doesn't follow our site.
What would it be?
Joker was number 1. Yeah.
Still.
And then Addams Family was number 2.
Oh, see, I knew it would be up there because it's
I think Gemini Man was number 3.
You get lots of kids.
It didn't do that well.
I liked it, man. So go check it out. Go support Gemini Man.
And speaking of the Addams Family,
yeah,
I saw it. Sadly, she didn't get to go see it. She was gonna go. She was gonna try to go see it today, and one thing after another happened, and she wasn't able to go see it. But this was a little bit different screening for me. I was gonna go to the screening anyway, as normal press, which is even funny as I ran into an old friend, comic buddy friend. We used to do a lot of conventions next to, and became really good friends. And I've seen him or talked to him via Facebook, but I haven't seen him in person in years.
Yeah.
But it's funny. The first thing he asked me, he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "You're here on a professional capacity?"
Yeah.
Anyway, but if you might notice, I'm wearing this very awesome T-shirt today.
Real Outreach. Love it.
Real Outreach is a lovely charity by my buddy Jordan, who runs Cinelink's website, a competing site. That's right. We can work together. He runs Cinelinks, who also has a great card game.
I do like Cinelinks the game.
Yeah, Cinelinks the game, but they run.
It's so frustrating. Sometimes we get into fights.
He's also the one we talked about. He's the one that debuted the news about Ewan McGregor being Obi-Wan first, and it went through all the news sources and everything else. So anyway, Jordan's a big deal in my heart. Anyway, he runs this charity called Real Outreach. And what they do is they bring underprivileged children to movies.
Yeah,
it's very simple. It's all about getting some entertainment for the kids that may not get it otherwise. And the first thing I want to say before we go into this screening, if you're somebody that attacks a charity just because it's not what you want it to be, then you're an idiot and you're an asshole. So there's a lot of people that have attacked this charity because they think, well, they don't need movies, they need food, and they need clothing, and they need this. Well,
there are other organizations.
Thousands of organizations that give that. People deserve, especially children, deserve entertainment. Sometimes you need something to take your mind away from.
You don't want to be that one kid that everyone at school's talking about a movie and you didn't get to see it.
Well, but you also, the whole point of movies and,
you want to feel like a normal
books,
person.
well, I mean, with movies and books and comics and all this stuff, is it takes your mind out of the sadnesses and depression of the real world sometimes.
Yes, you need
this 2 hours that these kids get to go to some of these movies, maybe the only time in their day that they get to be happy
and have popcorn and
he does. He goes all out for
something.
His charity raises money. It's a full on charity. It's not, there's not paid people or whatever, anything nonsense. It's a full on straight charity through the government. Everything else is legal, like you're supposed to do charity, unlike some people. And I'm not saying any names, but he not only provides them this movie, which in itself is enough.
That's awesome, yeah.
But he gets them a gift card for concessions. It's like a $10 gift card. They go to the concession stand, get whatever they want for $10. He usually 90% of the times he has swag for them. So like they had trick or treat buckets and stickers.
Oh, that's cool.
We had stickers like this. Addams Family stickers.
They're glow in the dark.
And we had activity sheets. And sometimes he's had like action figures. Like we did Pikachu. He had all these Pika Pokemon stuff. When Captain Marvel came out, he had like all these action figures and all kinds of stuff. And they just give them to them to say, have fun, be happy. That's all it's for. It's a great, great charity. I think it's awesome. We've shared stuff about it before. But anyway, he had a guy that used to help volunteer and he moved. So he asked me if I mind helping volunteer. So this was my first time volunteering with the Addams Family. So I got me a cool shirt. I got to help do the charity stuff with him. And we took these cool pictures. Look at this. This is me and Jordan. I don't know if Jordan wants his name on it. Picture online, but I don't care because he runs an entire website.
Yeah, it's fine.
So look, we have this. Look at me and Jordan.
That's cute.
We're that. Look, this one. Oh no, this is the one. This, if you like birds, there's a little skeleton hand. It's scary. And this is us again. So they had this cool setup at the screening, which is like a green screen. We've done these before, me and you.
Yeah, they're fun.
Where they do these photos for free for anybody. It wasn't just for our charity. It's not our charity, his charity. It was for everybody. But they also had, before the movie started, they had these 4 people dressed in, they weren't necessarily Addams Family costumes, but they were kind of like skeleton makeup and kind of scary costumes, who got up and performed the Addams Family song live.
Oh, cool.
Complete with the snaps, and they did really good at it. That was all before it started.
That's fun.
So
that's cool.
For those of you not in the know of the Addams Family, the Addams Family are kooky and spooky and altogether ooky.
Where have y'all been? Even I know the Addams Family.
Most people know the Addams Family from the TV series
show, yeah.
from what was that, the 60s? Or was that further back?
60s.
60s, yeah. Because it was the Munsters and the Addams Family. You were Addams Family, I was more Munsters.
Yeah, I'm Team Addams Family.
I love both shows, but I was always more Munsters. But anyway, before that show, the Addams Family was a comic from Charles Addams.
Okay.
And the designs for this movie, because I know there were some people that talked about it, oh, it looks weird, it doesn't look directly like them, blah, blah. They look almost identical to the original drawings.
Yeah, to the drawings, they really do.
And so I kind of looked at this as more of a direct adaptation of the comic. There was an animated series years ago too, back in the before the regular series.
Yeah.
There was another animated series too, I believe. And it looked more like that as well. So anyway, so I was excited to see the movie because it was basing it off the original artwork. I like the quirky, weird animation, which I assumed you weren't going to want to see it because you don't like weird looking animation.
I don't like, but I like Addams Family. It's worth it.
So it became a double-edged sword.
No.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking at everything there is.
Anyway, I really like the movie. It's gotten some bad reviews and people saying it didn't bring anything new to the franchise and this and that. Like, I didn't need anything new. You just want something fun. Because it's a cartoon, it does go with more of the slapstick style humor of people getting hit and it's not breaking ground in the animation world, but it was fun seeing them doing crazy things and seeing Gomez doing his sword fighting and seeing.
Did Uncle Fester do his light bulb?
Uncle Fester's, he's walking around with a towel, nothing but a towel on at one point out of the shower with a light bulb in his mouth.
Nice.
You get to see Wednesday, who's constantly trying to kill somebody. You get Morticia being Morticia.
Yes.
Like one of the first times they show her, she's getting out of bed and she puts her boots on, but they're like bolts that tighten them shut, so she's bolting her boots all together.
That's awesome.
They also start the movie off with a prequel story of sorts to kind of set up before the Addam Family, because it's kind of important to where they go. Well, it's not really necessary for the movie, but it was interesting.
That's cool.
You basically understand how they meet Lurch, how they fucking get their house.
Okay, I like it.
And a lot of that is set up for what the next story is. Now, one of the things I was concerned with the trailer was it started making it look like it was going to be one of those where they took the people out of their environment and they put them into normal environment, which is funny, but it's played out. It's not necessary. And while that is in the movie, the majority of the movie takes place in their house.
Oh, good.
So it's not the way it seemed. What it is essentially the story is they have their house in seclusion up on this mountain, whatever, living their life, doing their thing. And something happens that makes the fog roll out, right? That kind of surrounds everything around them. And you see this town below the mountain. And it's this town that's like bright colors and this. And it's this lady who runs basically like the Property Brothers show.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And who's voiced by what's her name from Mom? Allison Janney. And she does a reality show on building houses, and so now they're trying to sell all these houses, and so the Addams decide they're going to try to meet the people downstairs and be cordial because they don't want to move again or whatever, and so craziness ensues. So I thought it was a ton of fun. It is geared more towards kids, but there's also a lot of jokes that are adult jokes that the kids won't even get. But I had a blast with it. I would watch it again. I think it's fun. It's if you like the original series, the original cartoon, if you like the movies from the 90s with Raul Julia and Angelica Houston, I think this one plays right into it with the rest of them. And I don't understand why people aren't liking it unless they thought they were going to get something more serious. But I'm like,
but I mean, they got some good people.
It's got an amazing cast, like with Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron as Gomez and Morticia. They knock it out of the park. They're so good. Snoop Dogg is Cousin It.
I know that's so funny. I'm excited to see that.
And it's funny. I wish we'd gotten more of him, but when he shows up, it's playing.
Oh, that's funny. Bette Midler's grandmama.
Yeah, she's good at it. I don't even like Bette Midler.
I know, but she's fun.
But no, everybody does really great with the voice work, the animation. I thought was awesome. I read one review and they were talking about how the animation was what they say, it was like amateurish at best. But I'm like, it was super detailed. It was nice. It fit the characters and what they're doing. I think people are getting so spoiled with like the real life animation and some of the over the top stuff. I thought it looked great. They were talking about with things like How to Train Your Dragon or something else. This movie just doesn't stand out.
Completely different.
But I'm like, this movie is like dark and creepy and bizarre and weird and strange.
It's a completely different style of animation.
Like the only thing that I think would have made this better is had like Leica done it in stop motion animation.
Oh, that would
have been so cool to see that. But anyway, I enjoyed the movie. We're still gonna see it.
I'm excited to
she wants to see it.
Let's go right now.
We can go right now, and I'd like to see it in Dolby because I saw it in the little Angelica Theater.
Oh, I'd love to. Let's go.
But yeah, I'm super stoked to watch it again. I thought it was a blast.
Good.
It's fun for kids. It's fun for families. And one of the best parts about it is the end of the movie. It's not a spoiler, but the end of the movie does a sing-along of the song. It essentially recreates the opening of the original show.
I'm so
you know how it zooms up close to them and it's like Gomez is doing that kind of thing? And it's got the words on the screen with thing bouncing on them. It does the whole thing. And my theater, everybody in the theater was singing along with it.
Good.
So everybody was seeming to have fun, and
I'm glad.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I don't care what other critics say. I had a blast. I hope it does better. I mean, it didn't do great, but it did okay. I hope it does well enough that we get another Addams Family adventure. But if we don't, I'm happy having one of them that I enjoy that I will watch again.
There you go. Sounds good.
So I know you're still ill prepared. We got to talk about this week's Halloween movie.
Okay. Well, first, before we do that, did you have a theater experience with any of these?
We got to talk about that, don't we?
Yeah.
Did I?
Well, I think your experience was Addams Family volunteering.
That was the biggest one. There was something else. Okay. Well, I will say this: people are vultures, man. We had some people kind of get snooty at it. I'm not going to
like free things.
I don't want to bring up. Well, it's funny. It's like we were setting up.
I'm looking for.
And people would pop over immediately and be like, "Are these free? How much are these?" And I'm like, I had a couple of people get kind of snooty because I said these are for a charity thing, and they're like, like they're for kids. These were adults. These weren't other kids asking. These were adults asking for stuff. And Jordan's so cool. It's like, if there's stuff left over or whatever, he's like, let's get all the kids and make sure let's take care of everybody in the charity group first. We had the Boys and Girls Club this time.
Oh, that's
They all had their shirts.
Good job, Boys and Girls Club.
They had the little matching shirts.
Did you ever go to Boys Club?
I taught Taekwondo at the Boys Club.
Okay, and I used to go to Girls Club in the summer.
I did not ever go as a boy.
I think I only went one summer.
I never went as a boy.
I see, but you went.
But me and my dad used to teach at the Boys Club in Mesquite.
Okay, so we believe in the Girls and Boys Clubs of America.
But anyway, he tells everybody very nicely. He runs it to a T. Tells them, I got to make sure all the people in the group that's here to watch the movie for the organization get all their stuff first. If there's anything left, we'll hand out what we can. And I'm telling you, they were lingering.
They're waiting.
And then I think some people realized that the blue shirt kids were the charity kids. So they started watching to see how many were left. So when we started seeing when you see the last group come in, they seem to start lingering a little bit more. And then they waited literally 30 seconds of the last kid walking away, and then whoosh, well, hello.
Aww.
And they were nice, and we were giving them out, and Jordan was giving them out, and everything else. And it was funny though. I had this one lady who had come at the beginning, got kind of snooty about it when I told her you had to wait. Yeah. She left. Yeah. Never saw her again. I still never saw her with kids. Out of nowhere, she comes. We still had a few left, but she comes from like the concession area. Just, can I have one now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, you may. I have 2 kids. Like, wow. Here you go. I'm like, it's not even. What makes me laugh about it, because it's fine. It's free stuff. I know how people get with free stuff. And Jordan didn't mind. Jordan's awesome about the whole thing and the way it works. And I would have done the same thing. I just find it funny that when you know what the free stuff is and it's nothing that's overly excitable, that people still get excited.
It was free.
Like the bucket and the coaching, which is awesome for the kids. The kids think it's fun, and I wanted I wanted some of the stickers. But for the people
I'm excited about
to run over, like I had one lady told me, she goes, "How much are those? I want to buy one for my grandkid." I'm like, "They're not for sale, ma'am. This is for a charity." But anyway, it's awesome. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing some more volunteers stuff. If you go before we go into our other theater experiences, if you go to the Real Outreach, The Real Outreach. Did you post it?
I did. I posted the link to Real Outreach.
You can donate to it. If you can't donate, share it out. Help just spread the word for them. It's all done on donations. And the more money's raised, the more screenings they can do. So I think right now we're doing. I keep saying we. I'm wearing the shirt, so I can say we. I think the next one is going to be another Disney movie. And then another one may be a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
But I don't know dates. I don't know anything like that. You'll know when he posts it up online. On the line.
Okay.
Did you have any theater?
Also, don't forget about the other charity or other organization, My Possibilities.
My Possibilities.
I'm telling you, they do so much good
It's a great thing. They have a brand new facility, too, that I haven't seen yet.
Yes, I saw it there. If you go to the website, mypossibilities.org, you can see the
donate to them as well.
But they really are teaching them actual vocational life skills so
Yeah,
they could get a job. I mean, these people want to work. They want to be like everybody else.
One of the biggest issues that I've always noticed, because I've worked with a lot of special needs people in Taekwondo classes and things like this, and we have a friend that's a teacher in elementary school for special needs kids as well. And one of the things that has always happened, like we didn't, until I met Evan and whatever, found out, we didn't know this existed.
No.
And it was always a discussion of what happens to these people when they get out of school. They just kind of dump them in the real world.
Yeah.
And there's nothing for them to do. And if people like, obviously nowadays it seems to be a little more people willing to hire them and give them chances. But, you know, I remember when I was a kid, like if you were or somebody with a problem, you know, not a problem, but a disability, once you got out of school, you pretty much just lived with your parents forever.
Yeah. And these people are like you learning computer skills and life skills.
What I thought was so awesome is when I went into the old location,
cool.
You can't. It's hard to tell who works there and who's going there.
Yes.
Because there's people volunteering to help stuff. There's special needs people working, doing things. Like everybody's busy. It's not just standing around messing with something or playing or whatever, you know, because I've heard people talk about that before. They have no clue how things work.
They think it's just daycare.
They just like, oh, they just go in there and sit and color. I'm like, no. These people are doing stuff with their lives because they're smart.
They're trying to do like happy. Job training. They want to get a job and they want to be independent. And some of them, like there's a whole group that's like artists.
Yeah.
There's people that are like computer nerds like we are. There's people that are just like trying to do like kitchen stuff and learning to cook and do things. I mean, this is such a cool organization.
They got more training than I'm getting.
I know, right? You need to go to the social skills and communication class.
You need social skills, fool. You a jerk.
Anyways, okay. So
we love everybody at My Possibilities.
Yes, or probabilities or plausibilities. Anyways,
what is your theater
experience? My theater experience. I went to go see Gemini Man before you did. I went to a screening.
Just don't rub it in.
So everything's going great, you know, no problems, whatever. And all of a sudden, a man like jumps up, and I don't know what he was doing, but he jumped up and he had popcorn or something, and he starts stumbling through the roll, and popcorn goes everywhere, and he falls.
I didn't hear about any of this.
No, I told you I was saying it.
That's awesome.
So he's getting up, he's stumbling, he falls on some people in the row, and he's like, "Excuse me." And he gets to the edge of the aisle where the stairs are. He stumbles out onto the stairs and like falls down, and he's holding onto the rail.
Okay, so how old was this man?
It was
an older man?
No, it was just a normal adult man.
Okay, but he just couldn't stop falling.
I believe he had been imbibing alcoholic beverages.
Oh, were you at the Angelica?
I was
at North Park.
At North Park where they have the bar. And so he goes and he's going down the stairs. I have to reenact this part.
They're not going to see if you reenact it. Just sit there. No, where are you going?
This is me. I stumble out into the stairs. And he gets up like this.
You scared the cat.
I'm sorry. And he's walking very slowly. But he's doing one of those things where he's like walking like this, holding onto the stairs for your dear life. And he goes out.
Don't come back yet. Finish your story, but stay back there.
He goes out to the wrong side of the exit. Not
where it just goes into the hallway.
Where it goes to
like
the
emergency
outside
exit.
door.
Yeah. Did he leave?
And he never came back. About maybe 15, 20 minutes later, another guy stands up. He's also a little bit tipsy.
You've been replaced.
So he's over here. That's okay. So he gets up and he's all like, "Excuse me."
Is it with him? The same guy with him?
It was the guy that was next to him. But he's going way more cautiously, but you can tell he's holding on to you. So he goes down the stairs and he tries to find his friend, and he's missing, and he's doing one of these things, holding on to the wall. So then he goes this way. He never comes back.
Wow. And
there was probably still 30, 40 minutes left.
Okay. So I don't mean to interrupt your story,
yes.
But could you walk down to the basement and get me some water?
Yes, I'll be right back.
I'm so stupid. Elevator back up. Oh, you messed it up. That was a horrible elevator.
I'm sorry.
Get over here.
I had to get on and crawl out.
That is funny.
Anyways, okay. Excuse me, co-host.
Vader, you have to get up, buddy. Come on. He's like, but you left. He goes, I'm just going to move over.
Thank you, Vader, for keeping it warm.
Anyway.
That's what happened at my movie experience.
He's coming back.
Oh, okay. Come on. You can sit down. I don't mind.
Lord of mercy.
I had to get a little closer over here.
Oh, gross. Anyway, get up here, dog. Come on.
All right. Your Halloween movie.
Oh, what, do you have yours yet?
I do.
Okay, we'll go and tell yours.
Well, excuse me. I had some boogies leak.
Oh, that's a Halloween movie in itself.
I have like the most horrible allergies in the world. And I think I need to stop eating dairy. But well, I think that's one cause of something. I know I'm lactose intolerant, so I've stopped drinking milk. I drink almond milk now.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I think I need to stop with the cheese and sour cream. And if you guys
That'll never
even
happen.
understood,
Never gonna happen.
I ordered
You could
groceries.
be. You could go to the doctor. The doctor could tell you
This last week,
if you eat
I
cheese
ordered
anymore,
groceries.
you'll die. You'll be like, bye.
I ordered groceries. I got the big pack of the cheese sticks. I got 2 packs of sliced singles. Okay, like real. I don't buy crap single. I buy real cheese. So 2 packs of singles, and 1 pack's already gone. It's only been like 4 days. I get shredded cheese.
Now my dad's retired from Kraft. I don't have to support Kraft.
I know. I would get blocks of cheese from it. I mean, and sour cream all over. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So it's funny. She ordered groceries for
Let me
delivery,
get my
right?
movie.
And
Excuse me.
I'm trying to figure out because there's no groceries in the house, but we got them. And I'm like, there's nothing here. And she keeps telling me, it's not a Halloween movie. She keeps telling me you didn't get them all anyway.
I don't care. I'm just kidding.
She keeps telling me, I'm like, what did you spend money on? It's like, there's so much because there's like 2 more.
I know, but I can't get all of them, can I?
Why can't you? I'm like, what did you spend all the money on? There's no food in this house still. Like
there is food.
The amount of what she spent. And I realized she's like, well, I bought meat and stuff. So I'm going to look in the fridge. In our garage, we have the freezer with all of our meat stuff. There's still not that much food in there. It's like 3 or 4 meals worth. I'm like, I realize it's because she bought every cheese in the grocery store is where all the money went.
I buy at least 6 cheeses if I buy cheese.
We went to the grocery store another time, and I met her up there.
Sticks.
I met her up there, and I looked in her basket, and I swear to you, she bought every version of cheese you could buy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did you buy all the cheese in the store? And she's like, yes, I did, maybe. And she's like scanning, and the lady that works there is looking over here, and I'm like, if you need any cheese, you're gonna have to buy it from us because we're apparently buying all of it.
Yep. I like it.
Good Lord.
All right.
All right, I'll let you go and do yours, even though this isn't really a Halloween party movie.
Well,
horror films.
No, but it's
no. You just go ahead and do your thing.
I'm just gonna pick it.
That's fine. I love the movies. Don't get me wrong. It's just not the right genre, but that's fine.
Well, it's kind of horror.
No, they're action, but that's fine. You do your thing.
They're horror action.
You do your thing.
So I'm gonna pick this set.
Don't ever use her computer. She throws booger rags on it.
I have allergies. Leave me alone. I'm picking Underworld.
Are we gonna set up what we're doing?
And, we're doing favorite Halloween / scary movies: Underworld Evolution, Rise of Lycan, Awakening, and then Blood Wars. I love the Underworld series, and I'm picking it because it's vampires and werewolves, which is classic horror movie genre.
Even though these are not horror movies, they're action movies.
They're love movies.
Love movies.
It's about a vampire and werewolf star-crossed lovers kept apart.
But these movies actually have some badass.
I love
action
the fighting and the gun work too.
They're not glittery and
these are real
and stupid. Real vampires.
Real vampires.
What's a vampire? These are real vampires.
Vampires. And you're still team werewolf. I'm team vampire.
Yes. Well, unless you're not werewolves, you're lycans.
You're lycans. Which that's the other thing I liked about the series is they actually used in the beginning. I don't know how it ended towards the end.
I think they used lycans all the time.
They used actual people in a werewolf suit.
You're talking about that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thingies, which I really
later in the movies they got more CG, but
that's what I really enjoyed about the series.
They supposedly are still working on the Underworld TV series.
I hope so. I love me some Kate Beckinsale.
Sadly, I don't think we're gonna get another movie.
And
even though they left us hanging again.
What's his name?
Scott Speedman.
Whatever happened to Scott Speedman? Where have you been, Scott Speedman? Come back.
I think he's on a show or some shit.
Yeah, and Michael Sheen, who
looked just like Rob Zombie in the first movie.
Yeah, and then if you see him outside, he's got his little sweater vest.
He's a little nerdy looking guy. He's this generation's Robert Englund.
He is.
Because I always thought. Cause I remember when I saw the first Underworld, I'm like, I saw the trailers for it. I'm like, holy crap, Rob Zombie looks badass in this movie. And I remember going to see it. I'm like, it's not Rob Zombie. And it wasn't until much later when I think he did Frost Nixon was when I saw him without the makeup on. Because he comes back for the third one for the prequel movie.
Yes.
With his character, and I'm like, he looks that way again, and then I'm seeing him outside. I'm like, he's just like Robert Englund. Like Freddy Krueger's this badass scary thing, and then out of there, he's just a kind of nerdy looking average guy. But you can't talk too much trash about him because before this movie, let me tell you the real horrors of this movie. This movie broke up his marriage.
It did.
Because he was married to Kate Beckinsale.
He was.
So you call him a nerd all you want. He was to the Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, they have kids together.
Yes, they do. And then she married
the director.
Him, but she's not with him anymore either.
Oh, goodness gracious. Kate Beckinsale.
You know who she was dating that long
ago? You know what?
She,
she's way too tiny, too.
Well, and she, I think they broke up again, but you know who she was with recently?
Who?
Oh my God!
Now you don't know.
I
You were
just went blank.
tell
It was
me.
that comedian guy that was dating Ariana Grande. The guy that's the funny friend who seems stuff. Oh my God! Look up Suicide Squad 2 because he's in that. He's on Saturday Night Live. Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson. Him and Kate Beckinsale were dating briefly.
I gotta go look at this picture.
It does not look right.
Oh no, that's the big toothed guy from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though.
No.
Here's what we were. I was listening to Howard one day. We were talking about.
There's something we don't know about him.
No. Here's what it is like once he dated Ariana Grande, it put his level up, right? Because once you come off of breaking up with a hot famous chick, then you get more options in the famous hot chick world.
No, but she should know better.
But she's also older, and she's probably looking at somebody differently than just the hot, sexy man. Remember, she was married to Michael Sheen. So
yeah, but
she's looking at probably his humor and his personality.
Yeah, this is humor. I'm sorry.
You need to stop.
No.
You need to stop.
Just no. I got big teeth. I can say that.
You have big ass eyeballs. Anyway,
I
okay,
do.
get that crap out of here. Let's talk about a real horror film.
Anyways, okay, tell me about your horror
All right,
film.
so this wasn't the film I wanted to use this week, but this story comes with tragedy this week.
Oh no! What happened?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Calm down. Did you put them in order?
I'm putting them in order.
I'll mess everything up.
So we got this, and then we got these.
And the animated movies in there too.
Oh yes, I saw that too.
So this week, I'm going to pull up. This isn't necessarily one of my favorites, but it is one I enjoy. It's controversial. It's not mainstream, so most people probably haven't heard of it, except for the hardcore horror people. You've seen it. I think you enjoy it. But it is brutal. It's a hard movie to watch for some people. But I'm talking about Gutter Balls. Now,
so gross.
The reason I'm bringing Gutter Balls to the mix, I'm going to tell you about the movie first. So Gutter Balls is basically a slasher flick about this guy who wears a bowling ball bag on his head, and he's got like bowling pins that are sharpened like stakes that he wears, and he's killing all these people in a bowling alley in kind of an unspecified time period that could scream the 90s, the 80s,
like
present day all at once. It's hardcore, bloody gore. There's graphic sex, and when I say graphic sex, they show fellatio in the film.
Yeah.
When I first saw the movie, I thought it was actual fellatio, but it was not. It was a prosthetic fellatio, which is how it got around having to be called porn because it wasn't real. Well, it didn't. It's an unrated edition. They didn't. This was sold through his site. This didn't get a published release, I don't think. But the one of the harder parts is there is a rape sequence in this film that actually sets up some of the future parts of the film, which happens a lot in these kind of movies. But this one is pretty intense. It's like 10 minutes long, and it's kind of gross. But anyway, I love the movie just because it's just insane. This copy I got a friend of mine before Blu-rays and stuff came out. We were still just doing DVDs. Me and another friend of mine used to like get movies like these, and he let me. It's funny. He did a screening. He's one of my friends. It's a Mad Magazine artist. We used to have movie nights, right? And he had the movie night, and he had me over to watch it. But I was the only one that came that day, I believe. And his wife had told him, "Don't invite anybody over to watch this movie because." Most people that watch this movie with you might not be your friend after watching this movie. Yeah, you're his friends over this. So I'm the only person he could call and knew I wouldn't care either way. So at the end of the day, he had got this autographed copy. I don't remember if he bought another copy or what happened, but he gave me this copy because it's autographed. And the reason most of the time you'd be like, why would you give the autographed copy away? So he ordered this copy of Gutter Balls, Balls Out, Uncut Edition. It's autographed by director Ryan Nicholson, who drew a pentagram and wrote 666 on the front of it. Ew. And he decided, even though he's not a super religious guy, he's like, that just weirds me out. Yeah, it is. Weirds me out. So he knows I don't give a crap either way. So I have the cool autographed copy. And here's what's tragic about this film. Not the fact that it's bloody and gory and sad, but this week, Ryan Nicholson passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
The director of the film. which most people were like, well, he's just this director nobody's ever heard of. He's also a very well-established special effects makeup artist. Pull him up real quick because I think he's worked on some big stuff, like some big movies and stuff. But he was well known. I met him years ago at Texas Frightmare. Texas Frightmare actually is who posted about his passing.
Who is this?
Ryan Nicholson.
Ryan.
Right here if you want to see it. RYAN. But he's done a lot of.
He's on Predator.
Yeah, he's done a lot of big makeup work in the industry. So you can.
There we go. Predator, Deadpool. Oh, people watch Altered Carbon. They know what that is.
Yeah.
Blair Witch.
I'm telling you, he had a massive career.
Dead Rising. Warcraft.
Yeah, so he wasn't just a schlub making.
Oh, Wayward Pines, probably with the.
He wasn't just a schlub making his own independent films. He was a man in the business, a very big character in the business. He had been sick for a little while, I believe.
That's so cool.
But he put out, if you go to his director aspect, he made you have to go down further. He made a bunch of movies on his own. I want to say there's this one called, I want to say Live Feed.
Live Feed, yeah.
Yeah,
Here.
Live Feed was another really weird one.
Come over.
There is, in fact, a Gutterballs 2
that
we've been waiting for.
Here it is.
Here's the problem. We'll probably never see the light of day. It got a screening at Texas Frightmare in 2015. And then apparently there was still work he wanted to do on it and didn't like it or wasn't happy with whatever. So it never officially got released. So we're still crossing our fingers that maybe with his passing, his legacy of Gutterballs will get released and we'll finally get to see it. But it was very sad. I was happy to see that Texas Frightmare was the people that announced it.
Yeah.
Because it showed that, because he was a pretty big deal. And before he made Gutterballs, I met him and got to talk to him. Him and Mel House, who did some other horror films and stuff. But then when I woke up and saw that he had passed away, I didn't even know he was sick, so it was very sad. Anyway, so that's why I chose Gutterballs today, to give a shout out to Ryan Nicholson. Big fan of this movie, loved a lot of his work. Rest in peace, sir. The world lost a good one. Not necessarily the movie was, but a talented person.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, so
I'm over here dying.
So now we've lost Robert Forster and Ryan Nicholson this week. Great actor, great special effects guy.
Too much.
Anyway.
All right.
That
was
all right. So you want to talk, I guess, wrap it up and talk about what's coming out, our contest we got going on?
Tell me your contest.
So we only have a few going on right now. We are giving away digital copies of The Lion King. Digital copies. This is what you get in the mail. All right. So we got that.
That's cool, man.
We also, the contest for Pan's Labyrinth, the 4K edition, will end this week. So make sure you get your entry in. We've got a bunch of entries on that one. I guess people really like that movie. We have this one coming up, which is also a movie coming out this week that I was a big fan of, and I think you were a big fan of.
I did not want to see it, and I ended up liking it.
That's right. We're giving away a copy of Crawl on Blu-ray, which is the alligator storm movie. Such a great movie.
It's a really
so fun.
movie.
It's awesome. It is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And let me tell you something. Not only did they send me this copy, they sent me this awesome thing here. This little piece of paper. Let's see. It's a piece of paper. Why is this an awesome thing?
Why is it? What is
so let me tell you. We're going to read this.
Okay.
As part of the promotion, let me tell you, Paramount is some of the best promotion stuff.
They do really good.
We haven't got as much as I used to, but we used to get all kinds of little trinkets and things. Like when Noah came out, it was like a full wooden box. This is a safety tips on dealing with alligators, but it's real. It's not like silly fun stuff. I thought it was going to be fun. It's alligator expert Frank Robb gained national attention for capturing a wayward gator dubbed Chance the Snapper in the lagoon of Chicago's Humboldt Park in the summer.
I get it.
Got that?
Yeah.
So here, I'm going to give you your 7 safety tips.
Okay.
It said, number 1, do not feed alligators. This encourages them to lose their natural fear of people.
True.
Good to know. Fact, each one of these has a fact. Alligators have 80 razor-sharp teeth. Safety tip number 2. Do not go in or around the edge of bodies of water that might contain American alligators at dusk or dawn.
Yeah.
These are their most active times for hunting and scavenging. Good to know fact. Alligators have night vision and can track prey in total darkness.
Oh, great. They're going to see you.
Number 3. Do not crouch or kneel in or next to bodies of water that might contain American alligators.
Well,
This makes you a smaller target and can make you look like prey. Good to know fact, alligators can grow up to 15 feet long.
oh my gosh.
Number 4, with or without a leash, do not let your pets go in or near the edge of water in states that have American alligators. Most pets represent a prey-sized item. If you care about your pets, don't test it. Good to know fact, alligators can reach a running speed of 25 miles per hour in short bursts.
What? How fast do we run?
Me? I'm like 80, 90 miles an hour. One-legged.
They're going to get us, basically.
They're going to get you because you run slower than me.
Wow.
Number 5. If you encounter an American alligator, stand up and or make yourself as big as possible by spreading your arms apart, be loud, and back away from the animal, but don't turn your back to it.
No, you never turn your back to opponent, no matter what.
That's right. Good to know fact. Alligators can weigh up to 1,000 pounds.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting crushed.
Number 6. If bitten by an American alligator, you're going to turn into a weregator. No. If bitten by an American alligator, you're in a bad scenario.
It says that?
It does say that.
That's horrible.
If the alligator has your arm, push your arm further down its throat.
Yes.
This will open its throat valve and cause it to start taking on water, potentially giving you an opportunity to escape. Punch it, hit it, and strike anything you can, especially the alligator's eyes. That is, in fact, true in all self-defense situations. You should always shove your arm further down their throat.
Wow. No, I was thinking
you
dogs.
always punch and hit and
That's
fight.
the same thing with dogs. If a dog has you push in,
that's how it opens their mouth.
Yeah.
Good to know fact. An alligator bite can apply 2,125 pounds per square inch pressure. A human bite averages 162.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I've been bitten by children.
You haven't seen this one either, chimichanga.
Wow.
And number 7, use common sense and be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Yes.
Alligators are generally wary of people, but as with any wild animal, they can be unpredictable. Good to know fact. Alligators have been around for over 37 million years. Modern humans have been around for about 200,000 years.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing on them.
So this is our fun little fact that they sent us. And don't forget, Crawl will hit Blu-ray and DVD on Tuesday. And no, they don't ask me to read this. I just thought it was hilarious.
It is fun. Good times.
But you can win a copy of this on our website at
HollywoodMatrimony.com.
And a couple of contests that aren't up yet, which is another movie that's coming out this week. Let me get to my little thing here. Sorry. Is this movie Night Hunter? You can enter for win a copy of this. This will be going up live probably tonight or tomorrow. It stars Henry Cavill, Mr. Superman, Sir Ben Kingsley, Stanley Tucci, and Alexandra Daddario. I have not watched it yet.
It's all good cast.
It is a good cast, which always makes me concerned when it goes straight to video. We'll see what happens. But the review will go up this week. But we're going to be giving away a copy of this as well. This is one of the movies that also, along with Crawl, that hits on Tuesday, October 15th.
Okay.
Also, we're going to be giving away a copy of The Haunting on Hill House. Yes.
Not the house on
Haunted Hill. The Haunting of Hill House.
There you go.
Which is a Netflix series
that
has Carla Gugino, my girlfriend, in it.
Yes.
We'll be giving away a copy of that as well. And review will go. That's also on Netflix. And coming out this week. Did you want to go do my this week thing?
Yeah.
All right. Outside of these two movies, lovely little movies, Stuber, starring Dave Bautista and Kumail Nanjiani is coming out this week. Also,
did you like that one?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was funny.
Liked it.
It worked. 3 from Hell is hitting Blu-ray already. They did its short theatrical run. It's the sequel to, or it's the third in the trilogy of Rob Zombie's Devil Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. One of my favorite movies of this year so far, The Art of Self-Defense, is hitting Blu-ray. Huh?
I've got to see this.
You've got to see this. It's so good. They are doing a 4K release of Scarface. It's coming out.
To my little friend.
That's right.
And we can see how tiny and anemic
Michelle Pfeiffer
is. Oh my gosh. I still want to talk to her about that.
Do you want to talk to her?
Yeah, like, was she actually that skinny or did she lose weight? She looks super bony.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
There's this movie coming out called The Drone, which it runs on batteries and blood, from the director of Zombieverse. Zombieverse is awesome, by the way, if you've never seen it. I think it's Mill Creek Entertainment. They put out a lot of older stuff. They're putting out the Ultraman Complete Series collection. They're putting out all the Ultra stuff, the Ultra Q, the Ultraman, Ultra 7, All of them are coming out this week.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, people have never seen it. Could get
Yeah,
up.
if you don't know what Ultraman is, that's what Ultraman does.
Oh yeah, I'll counter you with this.
Zoltan.
Zoltan.
And it's this.
Did I not do it?
Yeah, you did this. You gotta lower it down.
No, whatever.
Did you know, speaking of Zoltan, that movie, what's his name? Sean William Scott was promoting his movie Bloodline.
Oh, uh-huh.
And they asked him about, dude, where's my car?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, people still always yell, where's my car? And all this stuff. He goes, I don't know if it was serious or not. He goes, apparently they were going to do a sequel. And he goes, they had a title. He's like, what was the title? He goes, the title was, seriously, dude, where's my car? That would have been the greatest title movie ever. I love that movie. That movie was also the very first DVD I ever bought.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Also, Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans is coming to Blu-ray, which was a special episode that brought the other Teen Titans show that they did.
Yeah.
That was the precursor to Teen Titans Go.
Yes.
And put them in the same
did
universe.
You like that one better? Or?
I like them both. My son refuses to watch Teen Titans Go because it's silly. He likes the old Teen Titans, not to be confused with Young Justice. So anyway, those are the big things coming out this week.
Then.
Yeah. So those are the biggest things coming out this week.
Okay, coming out of the theater on Thursday, October 17th. It's a one-day only Jay and Silent Bob reboot. And you said it's a Fathom Events?
Fathom Events. There's a couple of different options, I believe. There's one tour where they're actually touring and Q&A and being there. And then I think there's the other one that's like just a standard Fathom Events where they're doing the showings and stuff. So I think the one day only one is probably the one that's the tour. Yeah. I think the other one that has two showings, which is the standard Fathom event. Because that's the Reboot Roadshow is one with them, is one day.
Okay. That's okay. So there you go.
So.
And then coming out on Friday this weekend, we have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. We will be seeing that, so we'll talk about it next week. I know you're excited about this one. Zombieland 2, Double Tap.
Brought them all back. Do you know why that movie took so long to make a new one?
Why?
Because the people that were behind it were working on Deadpool.
Oh, well, there you go. This movie, I am so confused about what the actual movie is going to be about.
I think the movie is going to be amazing.
Other than two guys going crazy, I think
it's going to be amazing.
With Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. And all we know from the trailer are these two guys that are in a lighthouse during a storm or something.
It's black and white. It looks like some great...
Robert Pattinson can do good.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Now that he got away from that crap movie. Yeah. I don't know if I like him as Batman, but we'll see what happens.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have this movie Torrance, which is opening nationwide, starring Ben Affleck. Never heard of it. About a basketball star who loses his wife or something. I don't know. So check it out if you find it. This you're excited about too, right? Jojo Rabbit.
Which is the new film from Taiki Waititi. I never can say his name right. He is the person that did the vampire thing with the shadows. What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
He also directed Thor Ragnarok. He's going to be directing Thor Love and God, Lightning or Thunder or whatever it is, the new one.
Yes.
He did the Wicker People movie that I love.
You know, so weird, yes.
Wilder People, no, Wicker People.
Wilder People.
But you've still never seen.
No, that's okay.
But he plays Hitler in the movie. He's like an imaginary friend. But the movie's got like Rebel Wilson and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it's got some big
people in it. It's got a massive cast. So it looks great.
Check it out. And then The Laundromat, which is coming out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which I don't even understand what's happening, but it's Meryl Streep and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal, but it's Netflix, so check that out.
The Trick is another horror film I'm looking forward to.
It's limited release, so hopefully you find it.
That's the team of Todd Farmer and I forgot his name. Crud. Anyway, they're a great horror duo that do a lot of like is it Patrick Lussier?
Patrick Lussier.
Lussier and Todd Farmer. They're the ones that actually made the movie. I'm super excited for that.
Okay, then we have some other interesting things. We have an Amazon Prime exclusive movie called Modern Love. I know Anne Hathaway is in this one. This is Anne Hathaway and Tina Fey and Dev Patel. I mean, there's a bunch of people in it, so check that out. And there's also a Hulu exclusive movie called Wounds. And I don't know anything about that one, except it says Dakota Johnson, Armie Hammer, which you like. New Orleans bar series of disturbing events.
Decided I liked Armie Hammer.
You do.
He's okay.
Oh, this might be cool. A New Orleans bartender, a series of disturbing events. Ooh, I like it.
Is Lemony Snicket in it?
Nope,
Oh.
not at all. But anyway, so that's what's happening. There's a lot of good things coming out, and as we get closer to Halloween, you get some of these creepier movies, which I really enjoy. That is all.
All right.
Pass it over to you in the studio.
I think you're the plug.
All right, so we're done. Thank you so much for watching our humble little show with bad hair and sinus allergy problems. Thank you so much for watching this exclusively on the YouTube and the Facebook.
It's not exclusive. It's about 2 places.
It's exclusive. It's a Missy Elliott exclusive.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Please check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Check every day because there is new content going online every single day. Don't forget to go up to the top and hit the contest button so you can win some free stuff. And the more people who subscribe for the channels on YouTube or Facebook or the website or whatever, the more free stuff we get. So subscribe now. Also, you can find us on Instagram and on the Twitter.
So
those are my plugs.
Okay. Well, sorry once again that we didn't get to Gymkata, but we will get to it eventually. And don't forget to join me tomorrow for an all-new episode of Martial Arts Movie Mondays, which is going to be a fun one. It's a movie I really like and I have some connection to. And then we'll be back Tuesday. This week we will actually have an episode of TV Tuesdays. Last week we had car issues and life issues and art deadline issues.
And I'm excited because I've started some great new shows this last week.
And we are recalling our previous announcement about late night TV Tuesdays.
We're back.
This fool is back to the other person I know who only changes her schedule for exactly 2 weeks. We'll be back to daytime TV Tuesdays, and we got new shows to talk about, old shows to talk about, and fun shows to talk about. And hopefully I will get back to weekly update as well as what's on my desk and mine. But I have some massive art deadlines, so that has taken precedent over being able to do those shows. But we will return for an all-new episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live next Sunday, right here on this YouTube channel and this Facebook page. So make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube below, hit the little orb if it shows up, and watch whatever trailer is up there. And we thank you all for joining us. And don't forget, go to the link for real outreach, share it out, donate if you can, but above all else, just help spread the word. And also the same thing for My Possibilities. We love you guys. Thank y'all for using our show and our thing, even though you did it without permission, but that's okay because we love you.
They're using it for training.
I know, I'm just harassing them.
Our show's being used to train people on how to do podcasting and webcasting. We are so scared.
Yeah, they're gonna.
We are not a good example.
We love you guys. Y'all have a good class today.
Bye,
we'll see
everybody.
everyone next week. Peace and love.